Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is for the collective 111, and I'm here with you with another reading. We're going to choose the deck that you would like to hear from your spirit team to hear what message you need to hear right now. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you find it, this will come through with you for whenever you need it. And we have 4 different crystals, 4 different decks available to you to choose from. Choose the one that you're the most drawn to. If you are drawn to the different crystals, I will introduce them to you. The first one for pile number 2 is the Tourmaline, the black Tourmaline in the clear quartz. It's beautiful. It's known for protection. For pile number 2, we have the beautiful tiger's eye, known for strength and helping out several chakras, including the solar plexus chakra. Beautiful color. The next that we have is the Rhodochrosite, which is pretty interesting. Almost looks like kind of brain-like on the bottom. This one's definitely known for self-love. And the last is Agni, Manganite. It is in the family of Moldavite, so quite strong, very, very grounding, also for protection and for pretty much all the chakras there. And that's pile number 4. So you have all of these to choose from. Feel free to choose which pile you're drawn to. It can be multiple piles, it can be one pile, whatever you need. These are going to be the decks that will be your main decks that I will use for your message, and we will clarify with others. But as soon as you pick which deck you like, you can meet me in the description box below and click your pile, and I will see you in the reading. Hello, pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. You have chosen the gorgeous black tourmaline in the clear quartz, and we will see what this deck has to say. I have all of my decks below in the description box, so if you are interested in any of these, if you purchase through the links that are below, it'll show a little love to the channel, so feel free to do that. Oh, we've already started out with a couple. What do we have? Ooh, freedom and flow. Nice. What else do we have here, spirits? What would you like for pal number 1 to know right now as we speak? Okay. Relaxation. Opportunity. And we'll show these ones too as well. Embracing. Let's see if we can get these in the frame for you. You have embracing. There we are. So you don't want to hide the freedom. embracing flow, relaxation. I'm called to put these underneath. Opportunity and illumination. Let's see if I can scoot this up a little bit so you can see on the bottom there. Right. I'll put a little bit more. There we go. So opportunity and illumination. Freedom, embracing flow, relaxation, and opportunity. So pile number 1, I feel as though you are having an issue when it comes to freedom. I think this is going to be the main card that we're going to revolve around. There might have been something in your life that has kept you from embracing that inner freedom that you have had in your life. It's like you're looking out in the beyond. You see the freedom that everybody else has. You see all of these different bright flickers of light, some glimpses of this freedom. But for some reason, this flow has been blocked. And you're having problems with embracing it. And so you have this opportunity to relax. You may have been going and running around, and you've forgotten what it's like to just stop and relax, and lean into the actual freedom you have. You feel bound to keep this rat race, to keep this chaotic flow going, but you have this new opportunity with the moon here to take a look at the stars, to really have that illuminate something different, a different type of flow that spirit, that source is calling you to be able to relax and lean into freedom. Your spirit team has been in the background and wanting you to really learn how to fly, but the only way that you can learn how to fly is if you slow down. If you relax, embrace that relaxation, take that opportunity that your spirit guides are giving to you. They'll support you in this. Really lean into this illumination that's coming on right now. The crystal that you chose was one of protection. And it's interesting that all of these birds here, which typically represent your team, like your spirit team, so to speak, and you see different birds here, that you would actually choose this, that they are protecting you in this flow that they're calling you to. So the world might look at you a little side eye, a little bit, when you go to step back and to relax, to really dig into yourself, to embrace the freedom that you have, this opportunity that your spirit team is giving to you. But it's one that's really worth leaning into. I am going to clarify, given I see like there's obviously several moons. We've got the full moon, we've got the crescent moon here. I am going to pull from my Moonology deck and see if that might help us in illuminating some of this. Looks like 2 of them came out. Ooh, look at this. So, new moon in Capricorn, asking you to step up and lead and to honor your feelings. Again, like, let those feelings help illuminate that freedom that you're called to. What is this freedom about? Like, what do you feel bound by? Let's find out. Let's see. Let's go from a tarot deck. Yeah, and see what this freedom that you're having problems with embracing, what that might be from. Perhaps our tarot deck can kind of help us out here with that. Spirit, what can you tell us a little bit more about the freedom that is being denied here? What guidance might you have for the collective here in pile number 1? What are we needing to slow down from? Notice that step up and lead, you know, it's really hard to step up and lead it when you're in relaxation. Everybody else is all go, go, go. But when you step back, there's something about it that makes you stand out and really gives an opportunity more than you think. That's a lot of card, Spirit. Let's try again on that. Spirit, what guidance do you have regarding the freedom that is been elusive? Let's see this one coming out. Ooh, the sun. Oh my gosh. Obviously, that's very big here. I got these 2 that are standing out too. Queen of Wands. Wow. Perhaps it's just been, I have this sense of, you know, like there's so much power, so much drivenness. Perhaps you've been really working hard at your business, and it's been something that has been making you go and go, and it's really hard when you have a business that you love. Sometimes it's hard to stop and to actually take a step back and honor what those feelings might be. So you have the 5 of Coins, that's 5 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. So again, with the cups and feelings here, you have that need to really lean into your feelings, but I noticed that the sun is there. It's super bright. So the sun is probably one of the, you know, the most promising cards within the tarot deck, of being able to come out. You see this beautiful butterfly that's coming out of its cocoon, and you're at that, wow, look at this, stepping up and leading. You're actually about to step up and lead and see that sun that's arising out of you. You have this opportunity, my God, wow. And that's illuminating before you. But that 5 of Coins, that 5 of Pentacles is also really, really interesting too. Let me think on this one. So I'm going to look into this piece. It's so interesting. It's like almost this kind of abyss that's here. So it's so interesting that the sun is in the midst of like what feels like this hollow hole, you know. It's like you're looking up out of that. You see how far it is from that. But this is talking about the scarcity mentality. I'll show this card to you a little bit better to bring it in there. So you see, it looks like you're kind of almost in this valley down here with all these rocks and this this mountain range and like forests or from the trees, and it's like it's one of those pieces where it feels like things are super super shadowy. So I don't know if you're going through a dark night of the soul right now, and it feels like that sun is covered. But you have within this opportunity, this illumination that's there. But perhaps you're just working so hard with the Queen of Wands that you haven't taken the chance to step back and honor your feelings, right? Like, you feel tired. You need relaxation. But this whole race of, trying to get all of these things, it's just like you feel like you have to be like this, like that this is the only way. And it's interesting too, you can see kind of like the mountains. You see this here, like these two next to each other. You can see like these kind of mountainy range type of thing. It's maybe this is what's driving you into this sense. And when I look into the actual things here, let's see, we're gonna move this up. We can kind of see the moon there already. So see if we can get this more into the frame for you. There we go, we got the sun. Okay, so the one piece with the 5 of coins, it has to do more with that scarcity mentality. You feel like you have to like get all of your resources. You feel you have this fear of lack, like the money isn't going to come in, like you don't see a flow of anything. It feels, if anything, like you have a lack of abundance. It's you're focusing on the things that you don't have versus the abundance that you actually do have. I love this here. It's like, in the past, you counted every penny, made do with the absolute least, and squirreled everything else away, constantly stressed about the future. Your savings grew, but your happiness did not. Life passed you by until you learn to trust yourself with money. And, coins has to do with, like material things, like things that are in the present. And it's like right now, you reach into your pockets, but you find nothing but sand. It runs through your fingers. Your head falls heavy with disappointment. Deafening rumbles cut through you as a rock faces collapse in a landslide flowing in your direction. But there's something beyond this in this horizon. It's the sun. Yes, that's so good. It's a bluff that reaches so high that the wispy clouds float past its edge, and mature trees at its base look like saplings. A rock falls down the cliffside, and then another, and you sense a whole thing is about to crash down on the forest below. But it's like you try and ignore all of these things that are going around. But the biggest piece is you're needing to listen to your your inner healing here, your inner hearing here. You need to be able to honor the feelings that you have in order to get out of this trench. Because beyond this trench, as you can see here, is the sun. And it's a new way of leading. A new way of leading, which involves embracing the freedom for you to stop. You need to be able to finally stop, come to yourself, take your time with things, and see how things develop. Yeah. So this Knight of Cups. It's you know, it has to do with your emotions. But, you know, it also has to do a lot with, you know, leading from the heart. So while the wands really does have to do with passions and desires, it really does. It's really leading from your feelings, your releasing any shame that you might have, going a little deeper into what you really love. Perhaps with this Queen of Wands here, you are focusing so much on your desires, but it wasn't necessarily connected to the love that was deep down, and you're needing to slow down and allow that heart to really lead. Because there's absolutely magic that's here within the Queen of Wands, but this is fiery. You need to be able to balance that fieriness with water, with the cups. You know, this is like, you know, this is an intensity just as much as you have the intensity here with the fire, with going after your business. You need to be able to have that with your feelings as well. And so this is the opportunity. Spirit wants you to know that you are being called to relax and embrace the freedom that you have. So, pile number 1, I truly hope you take this as a message to remember that while you are, you know, really working hard with all of the passions that you have, you may be feeling in this trench. And in that trench, it can be really hard to see, you know, the forest through the trees. But there is a sun that's beyond it. And it does require you stepping up to lead, like the Queen of Wands, but it's in a new way. It's taking the time to step back and honor the feelings that you have deep inside. That honoring the feelings is going to require relaxation. It's going to revolve around changing what that flow that you typically do is. And in that opportunity, you're going to have the chance to embrace freedom that your spirit is called to. I really hope that you've enjoyed your reading. If you really liked it, put a thumbs up, share it. Be sure to subscribe for more tarot readings. I also do personal readings as well. You can feel free to learn more about that on my channel. But again, thank you so much. This is for the Collective 111. I love you. Your spirit team loves you. And we are in this together. Love you. Hello, pile number 1. you have chosen the beautiful tiger's eye for your crystal. And one of my favorite decks, that is the Angel Tarot deck. I have a link to this below if you are interested in getting it. It's been really super helpful for me, and just getting to know a little bit more about the spirit team. But let's see what your spirit team has for you, collective. Spirit, what message do you have for pile number 2 that they need to hear right now? Spirit, what message do pile number 2 need to hear right now as we speak? What's fire book? Got this one coming out. So, Loya, wow, King of Swords. It was upside down, and I do feel that it is upside down. Okay, we'll find out a little bit more about that. You have Hariel, pervading God. That is also, Knight of Swords. So something definitely going on with your mind. Okay, got this one coming out here. Yeah. Okay, 3 of Cups. Got that one here. That's upright for us. Oh, and we got one that flew out here. Sidiel. 3 of Wands. Interesting. Those synchronicities there that we have there. So I'm hearing one more, so let's see what we've got. Spirit, what else do you want to know? Interesting. Loya. Awesome. Okay. So let's take a deeper look at your cards right now. So you got the 11th angel, which is known as the exalted God in the Hebrew, if you were to translate it. 11 represents portals and ascension. And so, and this angel here is helping grant you victory and protection from lightning. So what's interesting in this King of Swords, King of Swords is usually that court card that is, really has a grasp of their mental clarity. And so I feel like at this time, things might be a little muddy for you, pile number 2. They might be muddy in your mind right now. But you can rest assured that this angel here is here to grant you victory in the midst of all of these trials here. So the next here is Hariel. Sorry, you might hear my dog in the background. And this one is the Knight of Swords. Again, in that sword deck, the knight's going out on the journey in this mental clarity. So you're feeling like you're going on this journey, but the journey seems very blocked, I guess, so to speak, right? But your spirit guides are helping you know that there is some intellectual richness. It might be a little hard to see right now, like where that's coming from, but they are surrounding you at this time. It's interesting that it protects the fertility of women. So if you happen to be a woman and you are like you might be worried. Perhaps that might be the worry that you have, that you're that the child that you're carrying, or the child that you are taking care of, may be going through some trouble right now, perhaps. It's or either that, or if there's some trouble in paradise when it comes to your children, that's been kind of been on your mind. This angel is surrounding you to try and help you in that situation. This is the 59th angel here, and so let's see, if we add those together, that's 14 and then 5. So this has got a 5 energy, so there's a lot of transformation going on. Again, this Knight of Swords was in the upside down position, so you may feel like your whole life was been turned upside down by this. And it's interesting that this here is by this tiger's eye. And tiger's eyes is definitely known as like that courage stone, that like really knowing who you are. And perhaps if there are, again, this is a general reading, and I'm also not a psychiatrist, anything like that. This is for entertainment purposes only. But perhaps some of the trouble that might be coming from your children, or perhaps it may not be a child, but child in a sense of like a creation that is being dealt with, that's within your belly. It might be something that you might be stifling, something that doesn't have the opportunity to grow because you are maybe focusing elsewhere. These angels here are, or this angel in particular, is protecting that intellectual richness. It's like, just know it hasn't gone away. It's something that you need to just focus on. So be sure to take care of that. But what's super interesting here is we have the 3 of Cups, which is great, that is, bringing people together, kind of like your cheerleading team that's there behind you, and that is in the upright position. And Yael is that right hand of God that is around fame and renowned, so things that have to do with commerce and great discovery. So I'm assuming that this actually has to do, it may not have to do necessarily with a child, but with a brain child, so to speak. And that is something that is going to lead you to a lot of really great success, really awesome success. And right now, it's like, it seems kind of muddy. You don't really like feel like you know what's going on, or you might be having some divine detours. That's like what I'm hearing, like that, the divine detours that don't feel like they make sense. But I feel as though your spirit team is asking you to partner up with that 3 of Cups with that spirit team and help them build, because this is 22 is the number of the master builder. So if you go and ask your spirit team, your guides, your ancestors, God, spirit, source, whatever you believe in, if you ask them to help you with this situation when it comes to this brain child that you have, or for those who are dealing with children that have issues, perhaps the reason why it might be because they don't necessarily know the deepness of who they are, or they're having a lack of creativity and feeling that they are stifled. But ask your spirit team for that guidance, as they are going to help you with great discoveries in this regard. So the next we have is 3 of Wands. and this is Sidiel with known as the God of Hope. And this will help with great works. Again, 3 is that, that also represents that Christ consciousness, mind, body, soul. That, we're called to like love with all our heart, mind, soul, and strength and such, right? But think of that integration of your heart, your mind, and your soul on that piece. And I feel like this integration of all of that will help clear this muddiness that you feel in your mind. And it's going to help you with a great work. This 10 of Swords tells me that, like, while you are going through this really, really tough time, this is like you are nearing the end of this. This is telling me that your spirit guides are leading you towards that revelation, that there's, and it says gives revelations in dreams. So get some rest, make sure that you get some good sleep, because some of the answers that might be hidden to you in your waking moments maybe helps as you go to sleep. And if you were drawn to pile number 1, I highly recommend that you take a look at that as well, because we had some message on relaxation too. So just letting you know there. Let's see if we can clarify a little bit more. Let's find out what your, like, this mental block might be from. I'm gonna choose this chakra deck. This is what's standing out to me. And we'll see what Spirit has to say here. Spirit, what is going on in regards to the mental block that pile number 2 is dealing with at this time? Spirit, what is the guidance that you have regarding this? Ooh, gratitude. Okay. Renewal. I'm going to put these up here. I'll do this here. That actually fits pretty well. Move that up. And we have renewal. Don't know if we can get that in the frame a little bit more. Let's see. All right. So gratitude and renewal. What other do you have here? Growth. Okay. And another creation. And I'm feeling that this is a highlight here. So that does actually help with clarifying what this this fertility and the intellectual richness piece is. Hearing one more. Okay, we'll see what we got here. Prayer. So wow, that's more of a clarification on that 3 of Cups, and also that 3 of Wands as well. So we have gratitude, we have renewal, growth, creation, prayer. So one thing that I'm noticing, you see all of these here have to do with, like growth. You see this, you see the flowers that are here and the renewal. You see the flowers that are here around this with the gratitude. And the creation card, let's take a look at this. They're also in nature. This is with a tree. So I feel like the reason why your mind has been a little off lately might be because you are lacking in the creation department has been turned upside down. You haven't been able to have gratitude for the things that you've been creating in your mind, or you feel as though people may not be honoring the creation that you have. Maybe you've had somebody who has, denied the talent that you have for creating things. Or it's like, if you're in a job that doesn't necessarily allow you to, spread your wings and, fly, so to speak. You feel stifled from being able to have any creativity. Like you're in a thing where you have to do the same thing every single day, no changes whatsoever, and it has you stuck, but your fame and renown, your like great discoveries, they come from this creation, and so you denying it is only harming yourself in this regard. And so if you're looking at it with a Sidiel, with a god of hope, and the protection from your adversaries, you have to be able to reach out to your spirit team in regards to help with this, to be able to unwind this, to be able to grow, to be able to renew, to be grateful for the things that you have, and I mean, the Ten of Swords tells me, I mean, whatever you're going through, it's a lot. It is, you're going through so much. But I can tell you with the 17, that it adds up to the number 8, and 8 is a very, very, very abundant number through all of this. Even though it's going through so much, you're going to be able to build something, especially with creation, something more than you could ever imagine. You'll be able to turn this right back side up and be granted that victory. It's all up to you in recognizing that you actually have a team that's here for you, and your spirit team can't do anything unless you actually reach out. It's really easy to kind of, go into the workplace and not necessarily see the beauty that's going on around you. And it takes intentionality. It takes doing that. It takes, sipping on your lemonade and watching the world go by to see the cool creations that lie within. You see here, like, you're holding this power within your hands. It's in your hands. But perhaps you see this, like, all these little things here. This might be the spirit that's kind of circling you and surrounding you, and that wants to work with you. But they're not going to work with you unless you actually, reach out. The Three of Cups is one of, celebration of, collaboration, and you can't collaborate unless you're talking. So, a lot of people think prayer is like super hard. It's just a two-way conversation, right? Like you like talk with your spirit team, talk with those who've gone before you, and just, open yourself up to what you hear, and in those times you'll end up revitalizing this creation. Your mind won't be so muddy. If you feel stuck, then remember to play, remember the things that really helped you when you were little. Those things might help give you the revelation that you're needing to kind of help break this cycle that you're in. You're breaking cycles here. You're renewing yourself. Things are going to be really great, especially this kind of reminds me of the sun. So, and whatever you are going through, pile number 2, I know things seem really, really hard, but you've got a team working with you. Honestly, working to construct the universe that's around you, wanting to partner up with you. And it makes sense, if you've got all of these wonderful things that are within you, for your creativity, it can take a little while to trust, especially if you have been hurt before. But your spirit team wants you to know that they are absolutely here for you. That they believe in your creation and that they're here to help. And I guarantee you that once you go through all of this, you'll have so much gratitude for the amount of support that will come up, the amount of growth that will happen, and the renewal that's just awaiting for you. Pile number 2, thank you so much. Hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you liked this reading, give me a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe for more tarot readings. Until then, I love you so much. Spirit team is with you. I pray for you to have so much success, that you're the mind that feels muddled right now, you start to see a little bit more clarity. And until next time, know that we are all in this together, and I will see you at your next reading. Bye. Hello, my sweet soul siblings in pile number 3. If you have chosen this pile, you have chosen the beautiful Rhodochrosite, which is reflective and helps with self-love. It's pretty cool. Almost looks like grapefruit slice almost. You have to pick this and the awesome Spirit of the Animals tarot deck, and I have the deck posted below in the description box if you are interested in it. This is starting to become one of my favorites. I know I probably say that a lot about a lot of my decks, but I really do enjoy this deck quite a bit. We will see what our spirit guides have to offer you for this time right now. Spirit, what would you like to tell our pile number 3 right now? Ooh, regeneration. Ooh, interesting. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt, embrace your transformation, put on your new cloak. You are master of regeneration. I love that for you. All right, spirits, what else? What message do you have for pile number 3 this time? Abundance, and this was upside down, and so I am hearing that this is an emphasis. So abundance, love that for you too. Sacred buffalo, cloak me in your wisdom, keep me warm through the storms of life, fill my life with goodness, teach me the ways of gratitude and prayer. Abundance with the bison. And another, you have guardian, the black bear. Gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. Hearing one more to come out. Ooh, Raccoon, the inventor. Decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster. And practice integrity. You have many roles and can juggle them well. That's pretty cool. So, with that said, I feel Spirit's telling me that you are in a season of regeneration. And it may have to do with this idea of really claiming who you are as an infinite being, as that that true self, and you may have been hiding this for a little bit, kind of being like, when it says avoid being the trickster, I think that what Spirit's trying to say here is to unmask yourself. You know, the raccoons, they're known for their little masks here. And you see this butterfly here. I think you're being invited to transform, to take off your mask, and to discover all of the amazing things, the abundance that's within you, so that you can regenerate, that your transformation, look at that transformation, so that you can transform. You have guardians that are protecting you, that are helping to tap into your intuition here. And they are protecting you at this time with a lot of abundance. It's interesting that you've chosen this rhodochrosite. That's really indicative of that self-love. Self-love often requires that we find out who we are truly, and it takes some time to go within, and like deciding what we really want. That is a really important thing. So if you get some rhodochrosite, it's really great to have, so you can have some of that energy with that. And we have an interesting piece here with the abundance. I feel that, at least from what I'm hearing, you've been denying some type of abundance because you've been denying what you really want. And you may have thought that it wasn't possible. Maybe you've been told that it wasn't possible for you to, do what you want, or that the things that your heart's been yearning for, it just seems as if maybe life may not allow you to do that. But I feel as though, yes, you're a survivor. And again, no matter what happens, you can adapt. But that adaptation is really going to require that you claim what's within you. And yeah, there may be many roles in this position. It may be hard to juggle all of the things that you're called to, but you've been given the power from your guardians that are protecting you. And you're given the abundance, right? That you have many roles, and then that will make it to where you can juggle them well. And you just embrace that transformation there. That's pretty awesome. So I'm curious on what that transformation is, or what it is that you really want. So I am going to use the There Are No Coincidences tarot cards here. These are pretty cool. I recommend to see if we can get some clarifications on the things that that you may be having some struggles with. If we can get some clarifications here. Ooh, elixirs. Oh, that one. I've definitely had that before. Birds. Okay. Let's see what stands out. Spirit, can you help clarify this reading for us on what it is that we may be denying, things that that we're not having any integrity with. Ooh, miracles. Oh, and one other one. All right. Wow, we've got a lot of nature. So one thing that I would really suggest is taking the opportunity to get out in nature and to ground yourself. There is nothing like getting out on the earth and actually sitting there and actually grounding yourself with your feet into the grass or into the ground and connecting with that. Do like a grounding meditation. I think that will also help you in figuring out what it is that you truly want versus what the world wants of you. But we'll start with this elixirs card. This elixirs card is talking about there are no quick fixes. We are so drawn to doing quick fixes in this world. They will work for a temporary time, but yeah, they go away. They're not long lasting. They're not really building a foundation for you. And so what this card calls for you to do is look beyond the quick fixes, because they're not really what you want. These elixirs aren't what you want. You want something that can give you a more firm foundation that isn't so fleeting. You want something that will stay for a long time, especially if you want this abundance to stay. You can't have regeneration if you always go for the quick fixes, those elixirs. This is the number 42 in the deck. Those together equals the number 6. And so you may be unbalanced right now because of you going for quick fixes, whatever those may be for you. And, often we tend to go into those quick fixes because we feel like we have to. We have this deadline coming up, for example. There might be like a test that's coming up for you that you're like, oh my gosh, I have to like get this all in and all of that. And you feel like you have to hurry up and do something. And so you do something for the time being, but you don't really learn the lesson that the actual exam is calling you to do, that would actually be able to help you in the future. And so you end up putting on that mask and eventually you start thinking that's who you are. But you have the ingenuity here. You can invent something that can be a firm foundation like the earth, use that ingenuity with the pressure that you're being given right now. That's really wanting you to take these elixirs. Like this stress that you're having, use that to lean into your creativity, and your intuition, the things that's in your gut to do, and have that, end up being a grounding for you. And so if we're looking into like the actual card deck here, you'll notice it says, these are things that it's kind of connected to, cheat codes and escape holes, temptation, evasion. What are you evading? What's distracting you? What are you denying? But the one thing that does stand out to me is that, right now it's saying that you need reprieve, maybe a mental health day, taking your phone off for a few hours. And, when you're using it in moderation, they can help for temporary distraction and allow you to release tension and look from a broader perspective. But just make sure that you're not doing escapism. I will tell you, I've been doing a practice of a Sabbath, and it does come from the Jewish tradition. It's also in the Christian tradition, but don't really do it that often. But really, what a Sabbath is just taking the time to step back and have a day where you can fill yourself and experience the joy and abundance. Yeah. Um, that your guardians, your source, your God, your spirit guides, your spirit team that is there for. Where often we are treated like we are machines in this world, and um and that we're looking for the next best thing. We got to go and do things fast, 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 clip, 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 hurry up. But taking the time to step back and really fill yourself, to take the time to ground yourself and understand what it is that you want, instead of being like having all of those things taken from you, is a really opportune time. So I think that the spirit is asking you to step back so that you can regenerate, so that you can start to transform and see what's underneath. Like it, you're I can tell that you're going through a lot of stress right now, and it's I definitely feel you, and a lot of us are in the collective. But right now, spirit is asking for you to step back here. So birds are being highlighted for you as well. This is number 19 in the deck, and so that equals 2, and that means partnership. You don't need to do what you're doing alone, and it's really hard to not do things alone. In the sense, we feel like we have to be all alone. But they like when we partner with spirit, with our guides, and that's what the birds are representing. The birds are representing these, they're mystical creatures that are carrying messages between these realms, right? And so if you are having to see birds around when you're walking around in nature, these are your guardians, your spiritual guardians that are trying to reach out to you to say that you are on the right path, that they're trying to connect with you. They're asking for you to partner with them. So do reach out to them. They're sitting there on the perch, right? And it looks like, this is looking like it's on the ground, on the earth. So that might be a key here for you to get grounding. As you see your connection here with your wise protectors, your mama bears. This is what I kind of get with this. Like, I think of, like, you see this mama bear, that's watching over her cub. I think of that, of, your spirit guides, and look, there's birds in there too, there who are also watching over the little cub. They're watching over you and wanting you to ground to the earth, and I think that as you do so, you'll gain much abundance through that as well. So the next we have is the animals, and that's another 2. Like, again, it's that reiteration of partnership, needing to find that balance. We've got balance and partnership here, maybe even in a relationship, finding that balance. But it's this animals is just trying to connect with our own instincts, which is so funny on how it says, avoid being a trickster, practice integrity. Animals, they are true to themselves. They are not trying to feign anything except out of survival, you know. That is one piece of things, but animals just allow themselves to be. I think about my dogs and my cats, and like they are unapologetically themselves, unapologetically themselves. And the one thing that you are is an inventor. You are creative. And so to deny that creation is to deny who you are. So release those expectations of perfectionism and just be. You're being called to be just like the animals are. And so, you know, if you have animals, you know, like kind of use those as sort of like inspiration to be like, you know, what would it be like to be as free as an animal, to release yourself from some of those restraints. And perhaps, you know, like even if it's, you know, a 10 minutes of you just stepping back and being like, I'm going to do me, whatever I want to do in this moment, of course, with love and light. We're not talking about anything bad here. But to do what you are called to do here, and just be here. This is the emphasis here. This is just upside down. And miracles, of course, love this for you. That's underneath the guardians here. They are wanting to perform miracles through you, exactly through you. And so they can come from a lot of different ways, but usually when you think about miracles, you think of alchemy, right? Like of magic, of things that are manifesting from things unseen, things that are, you know, making a way out of no way. That's probably one of the biggest things that I could say, you know, about miracles. But there's many possibilities that are absolutely possible if you connect with your spiritual, you know, your ancestors, those who have gone before you, those who protect you, the abundance you, like, even though you may be in a stressful situation, that stressful situation may be leading you into that regeneration so that you can receive this miracle. And that's really hard to hear. I know that it is, because I know that things may be hard for you right now. But it is definitely worth reaching out to your spirit guides and sitting back and hearing from it. One thing that I like to do is to do automatic journaling. So what you do is you sit down and, like, you know, take out a piece of paper and you just ask, you know, spirit or source or God or your ancestors or like a specific person who may have passed away. What do you want me to know right now? And then write down anything that comes to mind, anything that that comes through your mind. Write it down without any like any discrimination. Just write down what you hear in your mind's eye, hear in your mind's eye, mirror, you know, like hear in your mind's ear, I guess. And see what happens. That exercise has been amazing for me. I have heard from those who have passed on and have gotten some amazing information from that. And sometimes even ideas on different things to do. So I feel like you're definitely being called to be that inventor that you are, to connect with your angels, with your spirit guides, with your ancestors, those who have gone before, your guardians, those who are really watching over you. And they may be here in this, you know, earthly realm. It may be those who are kind of like that mother figure or that father figure or the sibling figure, that older sibling figure. You know, like reach out to them in order to create that that group, that community where you can just be and feeling like you are isolating right now at this time. But there's a difference between isolation and solitude. You may be called to solitude, but don't isolate yourself. Stay in community is what I'm hearing. Don't disconnect yourself from the community. Seek solitude when you need to. But don't deny the support that's there, because you are going to lose out on abundance if you do. So, and then the last one is, of course, Earth, where this is talking about resources, right? You know, what are the things that you have right now? What are the things that you actually want? What are the things that ground you? What are the things that excite you? You know, they're, you know, they're like, when this shows up, you can have a tendency towards focusing too much on resources. Kind of being miserly might be something, like, you know, see Void being a trickster. You may be looking at that, you know, like that scarcity mindset. And like, if you've been drawn to pile number 2, you might want to take a look at that one too as well. But you know, this is really saying like look at the things that you do have. You know, like look at where your nutrients and support are coming from. You know, the soil is known for giving all of those nutrients. Connect with the earth and the things that you do have, and don't fret over the things that you don't have. That's what keeps us in the mask and trying to go after things that really weren't there to serve us to begin with. And like, and claim it with the creativity that you have. So overall, this is what I see in your reading. You're going to be entering a season of that regeneration. You have your guardians who are asking you to connect with them, because there is a miracle that is on the way for you. But you need to reconnect with them. You need to learn how to be and claim the creativity that you have, and to lean into the abundance, so that you can be on solid ground. This is what I have for you, pile number 3. If you liked this reading, please like and subscribe to the channel, so that you don't miss any other readings. I have absolutely enjoyed your reading. And until next time, I love you, and we are all in this together. Sending you much love, collective, and hopefully to see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, pile number 4. Great to see you, my soul siblings. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the awesome Agni Manitite, and it comes from the Moldavite family. So very, very powerful crystal, very grounding in its regard. And so this is effective of all the chakras, and it definitely represents a lot of transformation and a lot of grounding and power for sure. So you are using the Moonology deck here, and I have that down in the description if you are interested in it and buying it for yourself. Highly recommend. It's really great. If you buy it from there, you'll give a little love to the channel, so feel free to do that if you are so called to do so. So Spirit, what messages do you have for pile number 4, the collective here that has chosen this pile? What messages do you have for the collective at this time? Ooh, there's one. Ooh, cool, your emotions. So it's got some fieriness with the full moon in Aries. Okay. So you might have some anger that's going on right now. Which, you know, hey, sometimes righteous anger is a good thing, but let's see a little bit more. Ooh, see the bigger pictures. 2 full moons here. Full moon in Sagittarius. Oh, let's see, this one's kind of sticking out here. Go for it. Okay. A lot of Aries fiery energy. Oh, got 2 more. We'll go with these 2. Talk less and feel more with the last quarter moon in Pisces. And we've got keep your heart open. Interesting. So it's kind of got some mixed feelings here, so to speak, you know. As you're being asked to cool your emotions, talk less and feel more. See the bigger picture here. Go for it and keep your heart open. So what I'm sensing here is that while your emotions may be all over the place, very hot, very passionate, very, very large here. It may be overpowering you a little bit, to maybe connecting you to more like narrow, like I'm seeing this almost this narrow path that you're able to see. You can only see a small snippet of this tunnel that you're going into, because of all the fiery emotions that you have. And so you're being called to expand that vision, that picture there, so you can see it in a larger way, to step back and cool down those emotions, the fieriness of it. It doesn't mean that you're gonna feel less when you cool your emotions. It's just taking a step back, because, you know, when we have a lot of emotions, we like to share them, right? We go and we're gonna tell somebody how we feel, right? We're gonna go and maybe not use the best language, or you know, we might be saying things that are hurtful, right? You know, things that may go back at somebody, because we feel hurt, we feel all of these, you know, really strong emotions, and so it's, you know, the talk less and feel more is, you know, calling you not to completely extinguish your emotions. It's just cool down your emotions, not get rid of them. So that's something that's really, really important here, in this reading, to recognize your feelings, but don't let them completely overpower you. In that sense, you know, go for it. Keep the emotions that you have, but you're gonna, like, they're asking you to see the bigger picture of the situation that's got your emotions so high at this point. You're asked to keep your heart open. Again, it's that feel more piece, is to keep your heart open. Don't allow that strong emotion that you have to completely shut down your heart, because that is the first thing that ends up coming about, you know, when we're hurt. We're automatically going to start constricting ourselves. We're going to start to, you know, lash out at somebody. We are going to, you know, honestly, it's that fight or flight, right? You're going to either fight or you're going to leave, and you're going to not come back, or because you don't want to experience that pain again. And so Spirit's asking you to keep your heart open. Yes, like cool down your emotions in that, to step back a little bit, recognize what the emotion is, but also see the other side of the story. Like it's this going for it is more on that allowing yourself to acknowledge those emotions without letting it overrunning you. And then it's like, so this is empowering you rather than your emotions to run you. You know what I mean? So what I'm curious about is to, what's this thing that's got you so so riled up? Let's see. I'm going to pull from the Cathedral deck, which is a pretty cool deck. It's a new deck that I just got. I think it looks pretty neat. So I'm curious, because I guess I'm nosy, on, what is it that's got the emotions all crazy, and what is it that you're supposed to be going for, Spirit, can you help clarify this reading in this way to help us with this? Let's see, this is kind of standing out here. Enchanter here. Deception and trickery. That would be a reason why you would be mad. Let's see. Ooh. The Witch, experimentation, rebellion here. Okay. Alright. What else can you tell us to help clarify this situation? Maybe there is some deception that really hurt you in this regard. But perhaps in a bigger picture, they may not have actually understood what they were doing. They may have been, experimenting or dabbling and didn't really necessarily realize all the things that it would impact. We have the Merchant and self-worth. Ooh, here we go. Perseverance and faith. That's good. So self-worth and trade. Interesting. Okay, and I'm going to do one more. I think that this one's calling out to me. Alright. Ooh, miser. Stubbornness. Wow. Huh? Okay. So, at least what I'm feeling right now, in terms of your, this situation, you may have some people who have been trying to, deceive you, which you would have all the right to be angry with, to have some emotions about. Perhaps this deception and this trickery is coming because it's you that's been doing the experimentation, and this person who is coming against you feels some kind of way about it, and thought that they needed to go behind your back and try to undercut what you've been doing. And they have low self-worth. They're wanting to get what you have. That's what I'm kind of getting from the merchants. They're wanting to deal with you. They're wanting to do that, and you're kind of not letting them do that. And so they kind of lashed out at you, right? So in terms of your self-worth, keep doing what you are doing. That's what that kind of go for it thing. And, new moons are more about new beginnings, whatever new beginning that you might be starting with, perhaps that you that have been experimenting with, that might be a little different than what other people were doing, and might be, getting some trickery behind it. Or perhaps there might be some spirit behind that, some negative evil lying going on right now. That's kind of, changing those emotions that you have, that they're not necessarily coming from you. They may be from something else. Like, regardless of that, stay the path that you have. Like, stay in your faith, stay in the perseverance. Make sure to feel more. You notice this almost looks like the person is like meditating here, to, to like talk less, so that person who's that enchanter, that deception, they're not like that, they can't, capitalize on all of the things that you may have said to just use it against you. Like, keep those within, but feel more. Like, go off of what you're feeling. Keep doing what you're doing. Like, don't let this stop you from whatever you are doing right now. Keep feeling, keep your heart open, don't close it. Because quite honestly, it leads into that inflexibility, right? If you close your heart, you won't be able to be as flexible as you would otherwise. And it could lead to a lot of stubbornness because your heart's closed. And so, regardless of the things that have been coming up against you, be sure to don't share all of the goodies that you have. Don't share any of the things that are necessarily on your mind, as you may have some enemies that are around you right now. But keep going for it. Keep doing the things that you're doing. Stay perseverant. Don't allow it to attack your self-worth, especially, if your emotions have turned more into this shame, like if this person here is trying to deceive you and make you think that you can't do these things, or if, this person who is jealous of your experimentation, is making you feel like less of a person. Don't allow that to happen. Keep your faith in the gifts that you have been given. Keep your heart open, because that's the one thing that your haters are going to want you to do, is to shut down, to not be able to love, to be able to share that love and light that you have. So keep that heart open. Maybe talk less, you may be sharing a little bit too much. Only talk to like your trusted guides, your trusted, friends that you have. Keep a good eye out for those. But do not let any of these people get in the way of the things that you're going to right now. I think the Spirit is saying that you are in the right place. You're doing the right things. See the bigger picture. See that you are on the right path, and everything will fall into place. Like, don't be that miser, or be inflexible here because of what you just experienced. Don't let that make you rigid, but keep persevering. Keep going for it, and lean into those feelings without letting those emotions completely overtake you at this time. Pile number 4, I hope that you have enjoyed your reading. If you liked this reading, make sure to give a thumbs up. I'd love to hear more about it in the comments below. And make sure to subscribe so that you can get my next reading for you and see what the Spirit has in terms of guidance for you. Until the next reading, I love you so much, and we are all in this together. We'll see you in the next reading. Bye.